This is the GT2 super scooter from Segway. They've jam-packed this with a lot of cool stuff, so let me tell you all about it, first starting with a speed test. Okay, so let's talk about power. This thing is a beast. It has two 1500 watt nominal, 3000 watt peak motors, and that's powered by a 50.4 volt, 30 amp hour battery. There's two chargers that come with it. With one charger, it takes 16 hours to charge. With two chargers, it's only 8 hours. There's 3 speed modes, Eco, Sport, and Race. And then once on Race, you can hit the boost button, which gives you a little bit more power. Has a top speed rating of 43.5 miles per hour and a half twist throttle on the right side. I'm gonna show you how fast it can go on all of the speed modes and with throttle. Got a full charge on the scooter. Here's Eco first. Eco is 22. Let's see, sport mode was 37. And on race mode, that is 38 miles an hour. Very, very fast for a single motor scooter. I got dual motors. Eco first, here we go. All right, Eco tops out at 23. Sport mode, that's 41 miles an hour. Now let's crank this puppy up. Let's do a race mode with boost. Here we go. That is 42 miles an hour. That is a very smooth and comfortable 42. Okay, now that we know how fast it can go, let's see how long it takes to hit 20 miles per hour. This is the acceleration test. Now the scooter does weigh 116 pounds, so there is a lot of weight to it, but it can carry a rider up to 330 pounds. I'm gonna show you how long it takes to hit 20 miles per hour on both single and dual motors. Okay, acceleration test. I've got 89% battery life. I'm on single motor for this first part, and I've got race mode. Here we go. I'm pretty slow off the line. Oh, now it's starting to gain in speed. Oh, there we go, and there's 24. Wow, yeah, that's quick. First 5 to 10 feet are somewhat slow. Switch this bad boy on to dual motors. Woo, front wheels spinning. Man, oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, that is delicious. That is very fast. Now, race mode, boost on. Here we go. Woo! Oh yeah, that's faster. Holy cow. All right, there is a definite difference. You hit the boost on, and that is immediate takeoff. So that will throw you back. You gotta prepare yourself for that type of acceleration. The GT2 has a range rating of 37 to 56 miles. Gonna do 2 range tests. The first one at 23 miles per hour, not a lot of stop and go, and on flat terrain. While I'm on the race test, let me talk about the GT2. This is a beast, a huge scooter. By far the biggest commuter scooter I've ever tried. I mean, this is like a moped without a seat, but I really like the way it looks, especially the front ends. I mean, that is just monstrous and beefy and tough looking. It's gotta be the coolest looking scooter I've ever seen. Okay, I got 72% battery life, and I've gone 14.18 miles. Well, balance is fantastic. I'm going 13 miles per hour, and I can actually even take my hands off the handlebars for a couple seconds, which I've never been able to do with a scooter before. What really impresses me is the lack of noise. Usually something this powerful would have some type of noise, especially when you're going, 40, 45 miles per hour, but this is just absolutely silent. For being such a big and bulky scooter, I really like the handling as well. It honestly handles kind of like a smaller scooter, just going in between these lines here. It's incredibly stable. I'm down to 50% battery life, and I've gone 23.49 miles, and I just had it set cruise control at 23 miles per hour. Now, giving it a rating of 1 to 10 of the overall feel of the scooter, this has got to be 10 plus. It is the nicest, most comfortable commuter scooter I've ever tried. There's no rattling, there's no shaking. A lot of scooters, you tend to get that death wobble around 42, 43 miles per hour, especially if they have a single stem design, which this one is. And that's not the case with this. I felt very comfortable at 44, 45 miles per hour. I could have easily gone faster. Once you step on this, you go about a block, you know you're in different territory. You've entered a different realm of scooter comfort, stability. They've really done a nice job of putting this thing together. 25% battery life left, and I've gone 34.80 miles. Well, diving into the geometry, the scooter is designed for a rider 3'11" up to 6'6". I'm 5'11", and it is a good size for my frame. If you were on the low end of that rating, you would feel this is a pretty big machine. Now, it is foldable. The handlebars do fold down, which is nice when it comes to hauling this thing around. Now, the wheelbase is similar to a bike at 45.2 inches, and that does help with the overall balance. The wider the wheelbase, the more balance you have. And then you have a pretty big ground clearance of 5.5 inches. They've designed this for just commuting only. They don't recommend taking this off-road. So if you're in the city, hopping off a curb or coming over some rough terrain, you've got the clearance for that. Diving into the cockpit, handlebar length is fantastic for the size of the scooter. You got plenty of room there. The grips are some of the larger ones I've seen for a commuter scooter and actually feel really nice. Now, the handlebar height for my 5'11" frame is just right on the mark. They're high enough to where my reach doesn't hurt my lower back. So they are quite tall. They are angled back a little bit, so the distance from my waist to the handlebars is a little bit crowded. I'm still able to stand straight up, but I find myself kind of leaning back a little bit, especially when I get going fast. So I just prefer a little bit more room there. Now, the deck is the biggest deck I've ever seen on any scooter. I've got size 10.5 shoes. And standing sideways, my shoe is almost completely on the deck. It only overhangs half an inch on each side. I can easily put my feet side by side and one in front of the other. And then they got that fin on the back end, so when I am going 40, 45 miles per hour, there's room enough for me to get low, put my right foot up on that fin, and that just helps with the overall stability when going fast. Now, below the deck, there's 11-inch self-healing tubeless tires, and I'd say they're about 3 inches wide. They're not flat though, they are curved, so when you are turning, you do have more surface area of the tire hitting the trail, which gives you that added grip. And they do take out those smaller vibrations. Got no rattling in the eyes. One of the cool things about this, it does have 2 dampeners, one in the front and one in the rear. So if you do want more stability going fast, that'll stiffen up the steering. And for this review, I have set both of those to the highest level. There's front and rear spring suspension, and that is a higher quality suspension, something you would expect for a scooter in this price range. This really is gonna spoil me for other commuter scooters. I will compare every scooter to this one now. It is just wonderfully smooth and comfortable. I want to talk about the throttle sensitivity. So going 12 miles per hour, if I release it, power instantly cuts out. If I re-engage, it is instantaneous and it does pick up quite fast. And you only have to move it about 1/4 of an inch for it to engage, so it is quite sensitive. And it's pretty easy to manage a certain speed. I'm just cruising at 13 miles per hour. It also has the cruise control option, which you just hit this button on the left. You'll hear a beep. You got cruise control activated. 11% battery life, and I'm going 21 to 22 miles per hour, which is just 1 below what I was getting at eco mode with a full battery. That's got fantastic power consistency. That wraps up the first range test. Over 42 miles with 2,300 feet elevation gain. So that is a tremendous range for that speed and that elevation gain. That is fantastic. For the second range test, I'm gonna ride it a lot harder. Gonna switch it up to race mode, add some boost to it, have a lot more stop and go and much more elevation gain, and see what I can get this time. Well, it started to rain on me, so I had to come back to the cabin. I'm down to 69% battery life, and I've got 9.01 miles. Okay, I got 48% battery life left, and I've gone 12.70 miles. Okay, second range test is over. I got over 21 miles with just a little bit less than 800 feet elevation gain, but I'm actually really impressed for how hard I rode this scooter that I got that many miles. All right, let's see how well this can climb some hills. It has a hill rating of up to a 30% grade. But this is the steepest hill I could find in the area. At its steepest point, it's 15% grade. It starts to climb here, and I do have a full charge on the scooter. I'm in race mode with boost on. Gonna floor it right now, and here we go. Oh, we're pilling out. Oh yeah. Okay, 38 miles an hour. 40, it's like what hill? What hill is there? This is the steepest part through here. Going 40, 41, down to 39 for a second. Rounding the bend. Woo! Oh my gosh. Holding a 40. All right, through here. This is the steepest section. Still 40. Holy crap. And we are over the top. Wow. Yeah. 30% grade. It could definitely tackle that. I'm 185 pounds. tackled that 50% grade hill at 40 miles per hour. That is very impressive. Holy crap. Now it's time to test out the dual hydraulic brakes coming down the same hill I just went up for the hill test. Okay, coming down the same hill, I want to give you a little demo on the brakes. Gonna get some speed. So lightly pressing the brakes, and no pulsating, no grinding. Doesn't take a lot of pressure either on the levers to, you know, to engage the brakes, to activate them. Gonna get some speed here, then a hard brake. Woo! That back wheel was sliding, skidding, but that was 28 miles per hour at the steepest part of the hill and had very good control with some hard braking. So that's very smooth, something that you'd expect for hydraulic brakes. Let me run you through the cockpit, the LCD screen, all that stuff. First off, this is the coolest screen I've ever seen. Power button over on the right side. Hold that down for about a second. Look at that, see-through, which is pretty awesome. That is super cool. On the right, this is how you change your speed modes. Park, Eco, Sport, Race. Once you're in Race, if you press it, it goes to Boost. If you don't move the scooter for 5 seconds, it will automatically go back to Park. If you hold down this button, that enters the Walk mode. On the left side, there's a horn, which is very loud and cutesy. This is how you turn on the lights. To turn them on, go up, down, to turn them off. When they're off, there is a daytime running headlight. You got your main light up here, and then a tail light, and that does flare up when you hit the levers, either lever. Next to that are the turn signals. You got left and right. Those are pretty cool. And then on the rear, actually has 2 blinkers, one up here and then one down there. To change from 2 to 1-wheel drive, just hold down the left button. You'll see that change. And that's pretty much it. The GT2 Pro has an IPX4 waterproof rating, a 1-year warranty, and ships within 3 to 4 business days. All overall, guys, I was a fan of the GT2. It is a fantastic scooter. The range kicks butt when going slow and when going fast, which is something I don't really see. Hill climbing ability is also fantastic. It is a smooth and comfortable ride, the smoothest out of any commuter scooter I've tried. So if you want to pick it up, I've got the link in the description. Also be sure to check out my website, electricrevolutionreviews.com. There you can find all my reviews sorted by price and capability. Hit that like button before you go, and please subscribe for the latest in electric bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. You guys seen that? Okay.